This is one of those deeply profound days of loss for firefighters everywhere, and obviously particularly here in the city of Hamilton, as they have lost one of their own overnight in a fire. And we are just moments away from the start of a news conference at which they will release the identity of the firefighter who was killed overnight, and that should happen here momentarily. Upon arriving out on Pater Avenue, the 1300 block, around a little after 1 this morning, heavy smoke was visible. As we've reported all morning, firefighters were told there might be people inside, perhaps an elderly couple. Turns out no one was inside, but true to their training and mission, the firefighters began a search of that home, and very soon after entering the home, the first floor collapsed and the firefighter fell to his death. We now have the fire chief and the safety director and the head of the firefighters local union going into the room to start the news conference at which they will announce the name of the firefighter who was killed. So Lisa, will send it back to you.
Okay, John London live for us again. They are assembling there behind the podium, getting ready to give us more information about this early morning fire in which killed a firefighter. Let's listen in.
Here live from the Hamilton City Building with the Hamilton Fire Department talking about this morning's WLWT, so Hamilton firefighters.
Good morning. My name is Scott Scamuzzi. I'm the Director of Public Safety for the City of Hamilton. Our city is in mourning with the loss of one of our heroes this morning. On behalf of the city, the administration, City Council, I offer my condolences to the family of our fallen firefighter and the members of the Hamilton Fire Department. This is an extremely stressful time on our firefighters. I ask the media and the public alike to give them the space that they need to grieve. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank everyone for the outpouring of support that we've had since this incident happened early this morning. It's been phenomenal. Please keep in mind this is an active investigation, and we will be limited on the information that we can provide. At this time, I'm going to introduce the Chief of the Hamilton Fire Department, Chief Steve Dawson.
It is with an extremely heavy heart that I stand here before you today to announce the line of duty death of Hamilton firefighter Patrick Wolterman. Firefighter Wolterman was hired by the Hamilton Fire Department on April 25th of 2015. He was assigned to Station 25 on Quint 25 in the north end of Hamilton. The Hamilton Fire Department was called this morning to the report of a structure fire at 1310 Pater Avenue at 1:12 a.m. First arriving units discovered heavy smoke coming from 3 sides of the structure. Quint 25 was on the scene at 1:17 a.m. and began an interior attack to extinguish the fire. Shortly after the initial attack, there was a catastrophic event, and firefighter Wolterman fell through the floor into the basement. At 1:20 a.m., a mayday was called by Engine 21. Through the courageous efforts of the Hamilton firefighters on the scene, firefighter Wolterman was rescued from the building and transported to Fort Hamilton Hughes Hospital. There, tragically, he died from his injuries. Hamilton units remained on the scene following firefighter Wolterman's rescue and continued to extinguish the fire and begin the investigation. Both the cause of the fire and the cause of and details of the catastrophic event that resulted in firefighter Wolterman's death are under investigation. The last line of duty death in Hamilton occurred in 1971. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Captain Brian Rule. He's the president of the City of Hamilton International Association of Firefighters, Local 20. Thank you. I stand before you with a prepared statement. Hamilton firefighters are grieving the loss of one of our own today. Patrick was my brother. He was recently married. Prior to coming to us here at Local 20, Patrick had served several years in the fire service and had a great amount of experience. Funeral services are being planned in accordance with family wishes and fire service traditions and protocols. Local 20 has provided a liaison to stay with Patrick's family and work to help them. In fire service tradition, a uniformed Hamilton firefighter honor guard will be with Patrick from the time he was taken from the scene until he is laid to rest. Our brother will not be left alone. Information about funeral arrangements will be posted on multiple sites. On the Ohio Association of Professional Firefighters website at www.oapff.org or at bit.ly/Hamilton LODD. Local 20 will also post information on our Facebook page at Hamilton Professional Firefighters IAFF Local 20, and we will be utilizing the hashtag HFD_Walterman to honor Patrick's sacrifice. Any donations can be made to the Firefighter Walterman Memorial Fund at any First Financial Bank. Thank you. This will conclude our press conference. I think you've all been briefed on how information will be released from this point forward every day. We will be providing you with additional updates, and the members from the Ohio Professional Firefighters, I believe, will take care of making sure that you get all that information. Thank you for coming.
So you have been listening into a news conference held in the city of Hamilton, Ohio, and Butler County over the death of a firefighter. They have released his name, Patrick Walterman. He was hired earlier this year in April and was just married in August. Patrick Walterman died early this morning in the fire on Pater Avenue. Fell through a floor into the basement of the home. We just heard from some firefighter personnel that he was rescued and then later died at the hospital. They have set up a financial fund for the family. A memorial fund is what they're calling it. It's at First Financial Bank, again in care of Patrick Walterman, Hamilton firefighter who died in the line of duty early this morning. News 5's Richard Childs continues our coverage now from Hamilton as neighbors and family members of the house on Pater Avenue have talked about the tragedy. Richard.
Lisa, good morning. Throughout the day, neighbors and people who live here on Pater Avenue and those throughout Hamilton have been pausing by this home at 1310 to pay their respects, honoring the men and women of the Hamilton Fire Department. You can see Quint 25 and that shell at 1310 still remaining 12 hours after, of course, fire sweeps through that home. Now, firefighters and neighbors continue to gather through the morning. The house remains an active investigation scene. Melissa Leinhardt grew up here at 1310 Pater Avenue, and her family's owned the house since the 1950s. Today, her memories are darkened by the tragic death of a hero rushing into the flames.
To the firefighters' family, I'm deeply sorry. And to his firefighter family, I'm so sorry. I just can't even imagine this time of year the pain they're going through. But I thank him deeply for trying to make sure my family wasn't in there.
So many people in this community pausing, reflecting those same sentiments, saying a grateful thank you to the fire department here. Of course, this investigation still continues, and many more will certainly be pausing throughout the day. Reporting live in Hamilton, Richard Childs, WLWT News 5.